Hi everybody, this is Sister Molly. I hope I'm finding everyone is doing well this evening. Hope you had a fabulous Easter. I know it was definitely different. It was different for us. We're so used to being in the house of the Lord with everyone, and spending Easter in a fairly empty building was it was quite surreal. But soon, and very soon, we will all be together again, and I'm very looking forward to that day. But anyways, I have been asked to do a little devotion, so here it goes. I'm going to take my scripture from Matthew 14:22 through 33, and this is what it reads. And straightway he constrained the disciples to enter into the boat, and to go before him onto the other side, till he should send the multitudes away. And after he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into the mountain apart to pray. And when he was come, he was there alone. But the boat was now in the midst of the sea, distressed by the waves, for the wind was contrary. And in fourth watch of the night he came unto them, walking upon the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, Is it a ghost? And they cried out for fear. But straightway Jesus spake unto them, saying, Be of good cheer. It is I, be not afraid. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me to come unto thee upon the waters. And he said, Come. And Peter went down from the boat, and he walked upon the waters to come to Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid, and began sinking. He cried out, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Jesus stretched forth his hand, and took a hold of him, and saith unto him, O thou of little faith, where didst thou doubt? When they were gone up into the boat, the wind ceased. And they were in the boat, and they worshipped him, saying, Of a truth thou art the Son of God. Well, I don't know about you, but I have felt a little bit like Peter in the last couple weeks. I have found myself getting so caught up in the weight of the world, and I found myself battling an anxiety that I've never faced. And in the last couple weeks, I was waking up in the middle of the night with such a pressure and heaviness on my chest. And it was to the point to where it was just so heavy. It was so heavy that I had even a hard time even like catching my breath a little bit. It was, I wasn't sick. It was just a pressure, and that's all it was. But I found myself waking up like this, and I would get up, and I would get my heating pad, and I would lay it on my chest, and I would lay there and I would pray. And I would ask God, to take care of this nation, to take care of the people that were dealing with sicknesses around. We had people that we knew that were battling this and that were fighting for their lives. And I would call out their names and the people that I know that were struggling, with losing their jobs and things like that. And you just feel that weight. You feel the pressure of the world on you. And my problem was it wasn't that I wasn't spending enough time with God, or I wasn't praying, or I wasn't having one-on-one time with Him, because in all honesty, I was having a lot of time with Him. And it wasn't that I felt like that He wasn't in control, because I knew He was in control. The problem is I had replaced my praise with fear. Like Peter, I was focused on the wind and the waves, the chaos around me. I dealt with this for several days. then one morning I was up and I was cooking breakfast for the family. I was all by myself in the kitchen, and I had turned on some worship music, and I had it going pretty loud. I mean, I was pumping myself up, and I began to praise. And I right there in my kitchen, but instead of going to God with all of my needs and fears, the tears began to flow. And the presence of the Lord filled my kitchen. And I found myself scrambling eggs and raising my hands and praising and rejoicing for the things that He's going to do. And that morning, God gave me a victory over that fear that I was feeling. Just like Peter, once I turned my focus off of the troubles around me and turned my eyes on the one that controls the wind and the waves, my fear left. In Philippians 4:6, it reads, "In nothing be anxious, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving." Let me say that again. With thanksgiving, let your request be made known to God. I'm going to leave you with this. Just like Jesus said to Peter and the disciples on the boat that night, "Be of good cheer. It is I. Be not afraid." I encourage you today to find a place to praise. If you're feeling like I was feeling, if you're feeling that heaviness, the pressures of this world, turn off the TV. Get off of Facebook. Get off of Instagram and find your praise. Find a place that you can go to Him and you can just raise your hands and you can just let your praise out, because that's what He wants. He wants our praise. I want to encourage you today. If He can do it for me, He can do it for you. I love you so much. Thank you for listening.